What's up, SavSola?
Chillin', Sin.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. I'm glad that I got you over here for the next episode. I'm pretty fucking stoked about this shit.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. I love it. This is great. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, that's when we had Def on just last time. He was talking about the album that you guys are going to drop. The Irresistible Force Paradox.
Yeah, man. IFP, Irresistible Force Paradox. It's an EP. We did 5 joints on it, 5 tracks. You know, my boy Max Patah in Memphis.
Right.
I've known him for 15 years now.
Hey.
You know, he's done production on each one of my albums, everything I've done. So, you know, I reached out to him, told him what was good, you know, shared some of Def B's music with him, and he jumped right on board. So he's also, you know, throwing in a little, you know, fill-in stuff with intro and interlude to flesh everything out. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, mixing and mastering it. It's close. It's real close. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Shit. For the name, that's what I wanted to know about. Where'd the name come from?
Okay, that was something like, as long as I've been doing music and shit, I've always had like ideas for group projects and collabs and things like that. But sometimes I've struggled to find the right person to do something like that with.
Right.
So Irresistible Force Paradox was something I came up with a couple years ago, just thinking of like, if I could find somebody to rock with that I felt was just like as powerful and shit as I was, you know, what would it be called, you know? So I just started like looking at things one day, and I just remembered thinking of the Irresistible Force Paradox, hearing it at some point in time. Can't remember where the hell it was, but you know what it was? I was listening to Company Flow shit, old school Company Flow, and LP. EL-P is one of my favorite MCs and producers. He said on a joint, he said, unstoppable object hits a movable force and space splits or some shit like that, and I was like, that shit just always stuck in my head.
Right.
So like I kind of looked into what that was, and it was the Irresistible Force Paradox, and it was the, you know, unstoppable object, immovable force, whatever. Unstoppable force hits a movable object, and like the paradox of what would happen.
Right.
And so when I found Def B, you know what I'm saying, a year and change ago, I was finally happy to see another, you know, raw ass spitter here that, you know, obviously was on his shit. So, you know, we linked up and things like that, and once we started talking about it, went from like, we should do a song together,
right?
You know, after a couple of meetings and shit and some spots, and then it was like, matter of fact, you know, we should do a project, you know. So that's how the EP came, and it was like, so what should we call ourselves? So it was like, to me, it was fitting because Def B's sick as fuck, you know, saying I come with mine if I do say so myself, you know.
Yeah.
So boom, you know, and it was like I didn't feel like there was any weakness in either one of us, you know, and even, you know, Max Patah, you know, he found some, not to give too much away, but he found some things to use for the intro and interlude and stuff that kind of like explain where the Irresistible Force Paradox came from.
Like
there's a story, there's a story that came from years ago that even I didn't know about. Like I read up on the Irresistible Force Paradox and understood what it was about, but like he found this story, this audio recording that like I listened to it the other day when he said it to me, and I was like, bro, fucking for real? Oh, when people hear that shit, it's gonna be cold.
Hell yeah. Cold. I'm super fucking, from the first time I heard you guys say something about it, I was like, what the fuck?
Man,
I need to hear that.
I've been excited. I've been looking for you know what I'm saying, somebody to do something like that with for a while, so I was glad to find him.
That's awesome. You got anything else in the works? Any more projects, solo album, anything like that?
I just released a solo album a year ago, the B-side, you know what I'm saying, and I've been kind of plotting and planning since then on my 5th album that I'm going to do. I am going to do a 5th solo album, and you know, I've got some ideas in my head on who I'm going to record with, who I'd like to do production on. You know, and a couple other folks, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of some collab ideas. I've already got a couple tracks from this guy over here that I plan on using and shit, you know.
Man.
Hell yeah, you know, so I'm just plotting and planning that right now, but I haven't even really started writing anything on it. I've been more doing performances lately, you know. This year has been heavy on performances, you know, Tina Nog doing the sets with GutterBorn Productions and Def B and your Treble and Fleetwood Boss and, you know, everybody, you know, Trini Elevate, you know, recent transplant part of the crew.
Yes.
You know, but also been doing stuff for open source crew.
That's, I wanted to get into that too.
You know, it's been a lot of stuff like that, you know, open mic sets and like art events and doing more freestyle and improvisational things, you know what I'm saying? Getting back on that game that I used to be on, you know what I'm saying? And that's been helping sharpening up my writing and stuff. So I've just been praying for like the floodgates to open and more things to happen.
Fucking hey, man, that's all you gotta do though is stay focused.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say.
All the time. I stay creative, you know. I stay scribbling, you know, jotting bars down in the phone. Got little things here and there, you know what I'm saying? I never stop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
just because I ain't been in the studio, you know what I'm saying, in a couple months don't mean ain't shit happening. You know what I'm saying? I got shit going, you know what I'm saying? I did record the shit with Def B. I mean, I did do some work. And when that come out in November, folks is going to really, I think they're going to, if they don't feel it, they're going to damn sure respect it. We came with a variety of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, for 5 songs, each one is genuinely different.
Okay.
And like, even. Just like even, like the bars, the vocals, everything matched the production. It was just right. It was natural. It flowed because we did old school. A lot of folks don't do how we used to do back in the day where sit the fuck down in a room
listen to that motherfucker and
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things nowadays is folks snatch a track off of YouTube. Send it to somebody, whoever they want to work with. That person write they shit. And then each one get in the studio at their own time, or their own convenience or whatever.
Different studio.
And then the song gets done. You know what I'm saying? All through the internet, which is cool and beautiful. That, you know what I'm saying? It opens up the doors for so many possibilities. Because there's nobody you can't work with now. There's no, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's made things impersonal. And like the feeling and shit in a lot of music is not there because of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel is going to really separate the IFP EP, that it's going to be like short, but it's going to be quality over quantity. It's just going to open up the doors for more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like even a Jizza from Wu-Tang Clan said years ago, make a brief, son, half short and twice strong. So that's basically what we did. You know, every song counts. Every song counts.
That's dope. That's a good way to look at it. Not to have any fucking fillers or any fucking bullshit.
Nothing. Everything matters on this shit. You know?
Fucking A. Alright, so are you still your Southbound Productions?
I mean, honestly,
weird topic.
It's a weird topic right now. It's a weird topic right now. You know, like, you know, Jizzle Man has my back for certain things. We just haven't spoken in a while. You know, life, things like that. I've had my own things going on this year. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I still, you know, I perform my song Final Boss at a lot of shows, you know what I'm saying? And when I say, you know what I'm saying, up north nigga to head to southbound, I didn't only mean that by me just moving to the south because I'm from New York, you know what I'm saying? I still, you know what I'm saying, Southbound Productions, you know what I'm saying, Jizzle Man recorded the whole B-side album, and there's some other tracks that are sitting now, you know what I'm saying? I had thought about releasing a mixtape. I got some things that are, you know, in the mixing and mastering phase, you know what I'm saying, shit like that might still get done and put out, you know what I'm saying, but what the future holds, I'm not really sure. I don't want to say that I'm not southbound, but you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, I still got nothing but love for Jizzle Man. Octodon that works with Southbound, you know what I'm saying, that's my dog, you know what I'm saying, these are my peoples, you know what I'm saying, like, nothing but love and shit for them. Killer Clown, you know what I'm saying, my boy 2K.
Man, you guys do that one joint.
You know what I'm saying? That dude, I love that shit. That Savage 2K shit is fucking killer. You know? If you ain't bumped that shit, go on YouTube and just Sav and 2K. Just listen to that shit.
Do the plugs.
Just listen to that shit. Just listen to that shit. The beat was just like some hypnotic, crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It was that shit. That track was actually supposed to be a collabo with somebody else.
Really?
They turned me on to the beat, but then they didn't come through when we were supposed to do some shit. So I put out a call to my southbound peoples and was like, who want to jump on this track that I've been writing to so we can knock this out?
Right.
And Killer Clown was like, I'm already writing to it. And I was like, let's do this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And we did it.
Fuck
you know what I'm saying? And that shit, I love that shit. It's epic. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know what I'm saying? I still love Southbound and shit like that. But like, I'm just open to so many more things. Big Bill, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with open source and things like that. Meeting so many people and dipping into so many different avenues. I've even posted it on Facebook a while back. Don't get it twisted. I'm still Southbound. I'm just hitting from different angles. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm spreading.
I'm all over.
I'm spreading. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with fucking people that, you know what I'm saying, that I never thought I'd be working with before. You know, like people that play live instruments and shit. That's something more that I want to do for my next solo project is get live instruments. You know what I'm saying? Get live bass like my boy Daniel Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Daniel's a hell of a bass player. You know what I'm saying? I got peoples like Emerald and Sorcel. You know what I'm saying? Claire and Anna, the sisters that sing and keyboard and synth. You know what I'm saying? I got Jeffrey that played drums, and you know I got Junior on the turntables. Like he's like the spearhead of this open source shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he'll never take credit for it, but Junior's the motherfucking spearhead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know the Voltron analogy has been used before, but in this situation, Junior would be the black lion, and we all jumped on his arms and legs and we fucked shit up as open source. You know what I'm saying? We trying to spread art and love to the community. You know what I'm saying? As a force. You know what I'm saying? So he'd be on the turntables and shit. So I'm hoping to expand my sound and shit. You know, go beyond just the you know, the typical of, you know, saying studio produced hip hop album.
For sure.
And get, you know, saying just do shit I've always wanted to do. Because I listen to all type of music. You know what I'm saying?
Who knows, man? You might start singing like Al Green. Fuck it.
You never know, singing like whoever the fuck. Shit, you know, you never know what happens.
Gambino when he dropped that one fucking shit, the Redbone and stuff.
Dude, I love that song. Every time that shit come on the radio, we be wilding in the fucking car. The kids, the wife, everybody, we be on that shit. That shit is music. That shit is music. That's what I'm about.
That's
music.
Cool shit. Yeah, I mean, if you could branch out, then why not?
That's it.
Do that shit.
That's it. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, I just got this interface so I can record like fucking instruments and shit now. I'm fucking stoked about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, it just opens it up. And like, I don't know, I'm pretty excited about a whole bunch of shit. But anyways, what the fuck, where are you going with? I see you got all these fucking tarantulas. How many fucking bugs you got, man?
Oh man, I got 17 tarantulas.
That's crazy.
6 scorpions. 2 snakes. 2 cats. And a dog.
Hey, at least you got some backup right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a little, you know what I'm saying, variety of shit at the house. You know what I'm saying? I've always been an animal lover. I love nature. You know, I might be from New York, and you know what? A lot of Southern folk will say I'm a city boy. But I got Southern roots, you know what I'm saying? My father was actually born down here in Florida.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My mother, while being born in New York, she was born in upstate New York, you know what I'm saying? Poughkeepsie, up there in the mountains and shit like that. My mother's father used to hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for dinner and shit. So I got country roots, even though I came from Long Island and shit. I used to stomp through Manhattan here and there, whatever, Jamaica Ave here and there. You know, yeah, I came from the trains and the public transportation, but I feel home in the South, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had a love for nature. I love seeing the lizards and all that shit running around down here. So just exotic shit just always turned me on. I always like to have some, you know, being as something different from everybody else. I've always kind of gone against the grain. The music I listen to is more underground than mainstream shit. So when it came to the animals, it was the same way. Kind of like everybody got cats and dogs. What else is there? You know what I'm saying? And
you get the creepiest fucker that you can.
You know, it's crazy because that came from overcoming a fear. I used to be afraid of spiders.
Yeah. That's legit.
I got bit by one.
What kind?
A little fucking jumping spider that be in your house and shit, but it bit me on the neck when I was 11.
Oh yeah, it
freaked me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I thought I was gonna die. I called my mom up at work and shit. She came home. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
You know, it freaked me out for years. And then like something happened one day. Like I had a buddy that used to buy green and shit from. You know, say he worked at a pet shop after we used to work at a supermarket together. And after that, he worked at a pet shop and shit. But he used to always sell some fire shit. But he used to work at a pet shop, and I used to go in there and see him, and he'd be showing me all the freaky shit, and he'd be like, I don't fuck with them things. Look at that shit. I've been watching them things like big ass tarantulas. Like, I ain't never seen no shit that big about like, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I had already been messing with scorpions and shit by then. And eventually one day I was just like, you know what? I want to overcome my fear of spiders. So I fucking bought one. And I was like, what you gonna do now, bro?
Man, you
gonna take care of this shit? Right. Or you gonna just let the motherfucker die? So, and it just like kind of built up from there. It took me a few before I found the right one, and I've actually had one for 22 years.
There's a spider, they live that fucking long?
Longer, bro.
No way.
She's gotta be like 25 or so, because when I got her, she was decent size, but I haven't had the bitch for 22
That's
years. She's
crazy.
still going.
Holy
still going.
shit.
Her name is Celius.
Celius.
Yeah.
What kind of spider?
It's a Chilean rose hair.
Chilean rose.
Chilean rose hair tarantula. Yeah, but I got a bunch of different kinds, you know, ranging in different sizes.
Venomous?
They were all venomous.
No fucking shit.
But their venom don't do shit to us unless you happen to be like extremely sensitive or some shit to it. But it's like a bee sting.
Right. Okay.
Now the bite will hurt. I can definitely tell you
How
that.
many times you been bit?
Just once.
Yeah.
And it was by one that was only about like this big, but that motherfucker hurt.
Man.
I wouldn't want to get hit by one of my bigger ones.
Fuck.
But the venom don't do shit.
No.
A little tingle and shit. It was funny.
Yeah. Fuck that.
It was like getting hit by like a staple gun or some shit though.
Yeah.
Bam!
That sucks though.
Yeah, a little
Fuck,
bit.
man.
A little bit.
That's odd as fuck, man. 20-some goddamn years. Fucking spider living that long.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's like just a tarantula.
That's more than
thing,
half
or-
my damn life I've had that fucking spider, bro. It's been around since New York.
That's a crazy best
I went from New York to Memphis, Tennessee to here. You know what I'm saying? Been living in Ormond since the end of 2011.
Yeah.
Going on 8 years down here. Love it.
It's alright. I like Florida. I got no problems with it. Where did you start rapping? Where did that love for hip hop come from?
Back in the day, New York. Just being a kid. I grew up with it. I literally remember, you know what I'm saying, playing the message on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to Curtis Blow. They're playing basketball. I remember when Run DMC came out, when the Fat Boys came out. I've been part of, I mean, like I said, I'm a product of the 70s, man. Child of the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The 90s changed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I witnessed all of this shit, the Dougie Freshes, the Biz Marquis, when the human beatbox started and when turntable, the crazy shit. I witnessed all of that shit and loved it from the beginning. So I just started writing probably when I was about 12, I would say, probably about 7th grade. You know, my grandmother, she wrote poetry when she was still alive, and she lived in Las Vegas, but she used to mail me poetry. So that's she was like one of my first like heavy exposures to poetry, and then like just listening to hip hop. It was poetic, so I started writing when I was about 12 and 13 and stuff. What went from poetry just became the writing bars. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, I didn't know what the fuck bars were, but I knew what rhymes were, so I was writing line by line, and then I started just listening and studying the game and studying songs and just, okay, what is 16 bars when I was hearing the cats talking about 16 bars? What is that?
Right.
Okay, let me count. Listen. Oh, okay.
Right.
Now I know how to write a verse. You know what I'm saying? So that all came when I was in middle school and high school. You know what I'm saying? And at 19 is when I really started keeping a notebook.
Yeah.
And writing shit. You know what I'm saying? And at 19 is when I first was able to record something at somebody's house.
Yeah.
You know, and this is before the digital era.
Oh,
this is back on a 40, like, not even, okay, I won't even say a 48 track mix board, like a 12 track mix board, you know what I'm saying? With the beat was recorded on a cassette for you, you know what I'm saying? From the, like, from that deck, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's sick,
from the raw upbringings of this shit is where I started writing and recording.
That's fucking. Do you have any of the old fucking recordings still?
Yeah, I actually have. I think I still have the cassette from when I was like 19 years old. I might still have it. I definitely have the early recordings from when I was living in Memphis, and I was like 24 and shit like that, 25, and was recording shit there. And it's funny to hear. Yeah,
I got old shit too. I'm like, I fucking tuck that shit away in a fucking cellar pretty much.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's so bad, but I gotta keep it.
I've always thought about taking some of that old shit and like doing some like playing it as like a background for like an interlude, and then being like, what the fuck is this whack shit that these motherfuckers is playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is this whack ass motherfucker? You know? Kid. Yeah, you do. Like, you be like 22 sounding like 11 and a half. Yeah, it'd be funny as hell.
And just like, what the fuck? Yeah, that shit's dope. Sage Francis was the first rapper I ever heard do that. And it was like him, like young as fuck, singing like a Mother's Day rap or some shit. And it's like, that's cool as fuck.
Wow.
Like, you know, I mean, I don't know if it was him for real, but it was like that idea. So it was dope. So, Wu-Tang, how you feel about him?
I love him.
Who's your biggest influence?
Probably, if I was to say one member out of Wu-Tang, probably Method Man.
Yeah.
His flow, his delivery.
Yeah.
But I always liked RZA's versatility. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the production side of it. You know what I'm saying? Dude ended up going on to doing musical scores for movies and shit like that. You know, that's crazy to me. You know, genius. You know, the shit that he said when you listen to it, the multiple meanings. Master Killer. A lot of people don't really listen to him, but like his like not rhyming at times and but always staying like the abstract flow and shit to his stuff. Like, it was always just something sick to me. So I think in a way, like maybe just listening to Wu-Tang in general and just the 9 different members of this one clan kind of like all influenced me in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So I always love Wu-Tang. Always. They're fucking, to me, they're possibly the greatest hip hop group ever. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, every one of them has been able to drop solo projects and everything that spawned from Wu-Tang, your Sons of Man and your Killer Army, and then, you know, how Capadonna became official member, and, you know what I'm saying, everything that happened because of them, you know what I'm saying, Grave Diggers, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah, they are. They're fucking sick. They're out of the fucking world, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I had to ask. Especially you were up there, I was like, fuck it. You know? If you could collab with anybody, who would it be?
Oh.
Right? Doesn't have to be hip hop.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know, and that's the thing too. That's the thing that'd be crazy too. It's like, if I could collab with anybody, probably Tool.
Hey! Yes. You heard their new shit?
I've listened to a couple of tracks. I haven't listened to the whole fucking thing. I got to just go on ahead and get it. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but man, the 2 that I listened to, it's like,
I know, man.
10 and a half minutes long. Shit, I listened to what, Numa, and the first one, the Fear Inoculum.
I listened to the Temptress or whatever. That one's like 15 minutes long.
I seen Tool live.
I've seen him once.
I saw him at the Lateralis tour, Madison Square Garden, back in 1999.
That's fucking great.
Greatest show I've ever been to. I was general admission in the pits. All that shit. Oh, dude. I've tried so many times since then to get tickets. It's so fucking hard.
They're expensive.
It's not even that they're expensive. They sell out so fucking quick.
Yeah. And they're only around like...
But when they came a few years ago to Orlando with Primus and 3 Teeth opening up, and the tickets sold out in like fucking 30 seconds. There was that one fucking company that buys out half a goddamn arena, whatever the fuck it's called, and you couldn't get fucking tickets. It's fucking bullshit.
It is.
It's bullshit. And then they're about to go on tour for this new shit. They're not coming anywhere near here. I looked at the tour. The closest place they're coming is like fucking Texas or some shit. It's fucking horse shit. Complete horse shit. They're not even fucking coming to like Atlanta or anything like that. There's nowhere, bro. It's like all fucking like West, Midwest, and they hit North. Like this dude, like homie of mine that I know from back home. He got tickets to see them that they're playing a spot in fucking Brooklyn and shit. Like
shit.
You couldn't come to fucking Orlando, Jacksonville, fucking somewhere.
Fuck. Yeah, man, I seen them when I was like 13 though. But it was great. Like I went with my pops and it was just fucking crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When I saw them, they had fucking the contortionists that come out and they were hanging on the fucking ropes and shit like that and swinging back and forth and doing shit upside down.
Damn.
Fucking sick.
They didn't have any of that shit when I seen them. It was like black. You know, there was just like so much darkness, but it was like so much music.
And they're flawless, dude. It's like listening to a CD, but you know you're not. You know you're listening to them live. They're not bullshitting. You know they ain't lip syncing.
Every fucking
shit. Let me tell you, Maynard James Keenan ain't hearing that shit.
No,
man,
he's the man
with it.
And he's so.
I still want to try his wine. I haven't tried it.
Yeah,
I want to try it just because it's him. Bucket.
Would you have to like order it?
I guess I've never
Probably.
seen it out here. Maybe if we go to
know?
Total Wine, maybe they might.
Me and your sister actually had some when we went to Rockville.
What the?
Oh,
They had it at the Rockville.
We had it at Rockville.
Nice, that's right. They were gonna be out there. I was gonna go see because there was them and I think Primus and I think 2 other bands that were all playing on. It was fucking Cinco de Mayo that they fucking played, and I was gonna fucking go, and I just couldn't. Life, money, shit like that, you know, whatever the fuck. But yeah, but fucking Rockville's gonna be here next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Is that at the racetrack?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who's playing. I'm planning on getting tickets for the fucking 3-day, 2-day, whatever the fuck.
Right, why
And I don't give a fuck who's playing and who's not. I'm just gonna fucking, I'm gonna go and
Go have a good time.
Fuck
Uber.
it.
Gotta Uber it.
Fuck it.
That's how I heard about that. I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck.
Sick.
Yeah. I don't know when they released the tour date or whoever.
They haven't released the lineup yet.
No. My sister's
No.
usually on that shit, so I'll fucking just wait for her to say something. Just saying. One thing I did want to bring up, because I remember you talking about it at a show, was how you changed your name. So where did the first name come from? Seance?
Seance is funny because that's actually the second name.
Second, okay.
Originally was Virus, Virus, and the whole thing behind that was everything I spit is 6 on Virus.
Nice.
But that didn't last all that long. I was young, but Seance came when I realized that my name Sean was in it, and I wrote a song with my homie Sponge and shit back in the day called The Necromancer, and I said, hold a seance in my lair, gather around the sacred crest or some shit. And I just kept looking at Seance and looking at Seance, and I was like, That's me.
the one.
So I had seance for years. I was performing as that in Memphis and shit like that, and release projects as that. But then like I went through a life change, you know what I'm saying? I was separated from my family and shit. And I felt like everything about me just changed, and the way I was attacking music changed, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really looking at it as an entertainment thing anymore. It
Right.
became more expressive to me, became more personal to me. So I felt like the name change was necessary.
Right.
So like,
it's like rearranging your room.
exactly. So, you know, I was away from my kids, who some people know, some people don't, but their names are Savar and Solaris. So I just kept thinking of different ways to play on their names and make a new name. And originally it was an extended thing. It was Savaris Solavar, just flipping flopping all the syllables and shit. And then I just shortened it to SavSola, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I just kept looking at it, and I had like all these things that went along with it when I first came up with it, like SavSola the street sweeper, and SavSola the skyscraper, and SavSola the six spitter, all this multiple S shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's epic shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it, I'm SavSola, and that's the way it's been for a while now, and I don't really think it's gonna ever be anything else.
Nah, I like that shit. I like when you
It's
said that
original.
shit. Yeah, it is.
And anywhere I tell people all the time, anywhere you look for SavSola, there's only one.
Yeah.
It's
There's
me.
nowhere else, yeah.
That's it. You can find me on PlayStation Network even as SavSola. We can game.
Dauntless.
If you ain't playing Dauntless, do you even hunt, bro? Like, I understand Monster Hunter World Iceborne just came out, and I would have got it, but I didn't have the $50 at this point in time. I have Savar and Solaris, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. They eat and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So Dauntless it's pretty high game. You know?
Yeah.
I played that shit, but you can, anywhere you look for SavSola, it's me.
Yeah. You have your B-side? Is that what you called it?
The B-side album.
The B-side. That's on Bandcamp?
That's on Bandcamp. SavSola.bandcamp.com. It's up there. Yeah, man. And there's also 3 other albums that are up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What
3 prior. My first one is called To Whom It May Concern.
Okay.
My second one.
First one as SavSola?
That's actually, I was Seance then.
Okay.
But I had only released it as CD back when I was living in Memphis. So by the time I put it on digital, the same thing I did with my second album, it became like a SavSola Presents thing. Because I felt like I said, the seance part I felt like was more toward the entertainment and shit like that. I wasn't really commercial or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it was more, I felt like entertaining. And so I felt like SavSola was always the underlying thing. So SavSola presented Seance. So I had To Whom It May Concern. My second album is called Death of a Legend, because at the time, by the time I released it, I was transitioning.
Okay.
So it became SavSola Presents Seance, The Death of a Legend.
Okay.
Because at that time in Memphis, Tennessee, like motherfuckers knew Seance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like You know what I'm saying? My Memphis cats, the Iron Mike Coalition, the Tonal Clones, like all them cats out there were showing me so much love, and they're the ones that really helped me grow, and they're the ones that open up the doors to perform on the stage. Okay. Jason Harris, Jason the Hater. That is, whew. The motherfucker, I really say that he was a big boost in my career, you know what I'm saying, if you want to call it that, because he's the one that even introduced me to my homie Max Patar. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Those are still my brothers. I could call either one of them to this day.
Hell yeah.
Just talk shit.
Alright, so we're going to have to take a break real quick.
Okay.
Blow loud till I'm sleepy, take shots and get freaky. The arch nemesis, penetrating your premises, leaving blemishes. Smoke weed and become a medalist. Michael Phelpson, so hot your ciphers melting. Swinging belts in, it's felt when your skin's welting. Black dynamite, I told you no interrupting. When I'm doing my kung fu or when I'm fucked. Lyrically I'm a master, always do what I have to. Living legend, multiple numbers hang from the rafters. Cashing checks, y'all stay seated like Colin Kaepernick. I'm the hardest cock on the block, you have for wreck. When it comes to rap, I got it wrapped like boas do. How you know it's true? They caution tape the vocal.
And we're back.
We're back.
That's right. I forgot everything we were fucking.
I don't know, we were talking about my albums and shit, and my second album was called The Death of a Legend, and then by the third album I had already transitioned to SavSola, and that's why my third album is called I Am SavSola. I was establishing, that's it. I am SavSola.
Motherfucker, I'm here now.
You know,
Seance is dead.
That's it. And that was all recorded in Memphis, so it took me a while to find a spot to record once I moved out here to the Daytona area and shit.
Yeah, well, there's hardly any fucking thing, you know?
It definitely kind of fell in my lap. I took a break because of it.
Yeah, there's people out there, but like, you don't know about them. Like, no one knows about us, really. Like, certain, you know, and it's like, it's weird like that. Yeah,
and then, like, the couple of people I did meet, they said that they did it, like, they really didn't, they weren't too open-armed and, you know, saying, okay, I'll bring you to the studio, but then they don't, you know, it's like kind of took a while.
Just talking and
I stepped back, and that's when I kind of got heavier into the animals and shit, and then it kind of fell into my lap.
25 spiders later.
Yeah, you know, just it kind of fell into my lap, you know, my neighbor, his stepson, knows O2.
Okay.
And he brought O2 to my house. You know, me and O2 hit it off. And O2 brought me to Southbound. And, you know what I'm saying? O2 went through things, and you know what I'm saying? He's with HMI. They doing their thing. You know
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, because
I got love for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
why not?
I know a little bit of everybody, you know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers either know me or they don't. You know what I'm saying? I do be kind of under a rock at times, you know, life.
Right.
You know, but, you know what I'm saying? But when motherfuckers hear me, they respect my shit, you know what I'm saying? I know kind of everybody that do their thing around here. I got nothing but love. I just want to see everybody succeed.
Right.
I love everybody out here that's doing their thing. I try to go to as many shows as I possibly can and show love and support. You know, even when I'm not performing, you know what I'm saying? I try to be there if I can, you know what I'm saying? I really do. I love going to the Lions Den Hookah Lounge, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't been out there yet.
It's a dope spot, man. Chuck been doing this thing for a couple years, been, you know what I'm saying, giving a nice open platform for artists to do their thing.
You were a judge there? Did you?
I was with Def B.
Yeah.
And Jenny Who.
What was that? Was that some kind of contest?
The I Got the Mic. He does a monthly, you know what I'm saying, prize where, you know what I'm saying, the winner gets a cash prize and some studio time.
Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying, and it's cool, you know what I'm saying, and when we were there, the cat that won, this cat Spud, man, this cat came out of nowhere. And this cat was dope. Yeah. It was his first performance ever. And he didn't rap over his CD.
Okay.
Like, and he was on his shit. He had energy. He engaged the crowd. His bars. He had bars.
Bars.
Like, dude was really spitting and like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the cat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was a good night. It was definitely a good night. You know what I'm saying. It was good to see young talent out there that night. There was a few artists that really stood out and did their thing. You know, Illmatic. I like that cat, you know what I'm saying, he can spit, he got some bars, he, you know what I'm saying, he got that New York flow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
These all cats from like Daytona, or?
In Illmatic, he originally from up north, but you know what I'm saying, he a young cat, you know what I'm saying, and he down here doing his thing, and he dope as fuck. Hot Life, a lot of energy, he down here, you know what I'm saying, I see Hot Life all the time, you know what I'm saying, in the real life world, you know what I'm saying, but he got some shit, you know what I'm saying, that was a good night, there was some talent there that night, you know what I'm saying, it was cool, I was honored, that, you know what I'm saying, that Chuck hit me up and wanted me to do it, definitely, you know what I'm saying, folks look at us as the OGs and shit like that, and whether they joking, Because you know what I'm saying, whether they really showing love, it's cool either way, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers.
Bro, I had no idea.
Motherfuckers is respectful, I'm cool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, what are you gonna do? Yeah, so
keep going.
that's it, you know what I'm saying, that's it.
Where is that hookah lounge? Where's that at?
2281 South Ridgewood.
South Ridgewood?
Yup.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
I know a couple hookah lounges over
The
there.
Lion's Den, man. Yeah,
Lion's
man. Chuck
Den.
been doing this thing for a while, really growing, and it's crazy. Really, there have been a lot of fucking artists that have hit the mic at that place. Like,
Yeah.
I've been going there for a couple years now, and like, whether I'm performing or just going to support, there has been so many people, and it's crazy when I have personally seen so many people, whether they're from Daytona or from Orlando or from Miami or from Jacksonville, that have come and performed there, and there's still people here that have never been there to perform.
Never been, no.
You see what I'm saying? And that just goes to show how much growth that there still is here to be done, you know what I'm saying? And that,
for sure.
and, you know what I'm saying, there's more branching out that needs to be done and more networking, and there really is something that can be done here, you know what I'm saying, because the market's wide open.
The scene is like in pieces.
Exactly.
Like different
we need
sections.
unity because we need a strong market, you know what I'm saying, we need a strong front. Daytona's not known for a hip-hop market.
Yeah.
And we
all
can
the
change
different
that.
kinds.
When Daytona's known for two fucking things these days. We ain't even known for spring break here no more.
No.
And I say we because I've been here for almost 8 years and I love wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I got love for Memphis, Tennessee. I got love for fucking Daytona area. I love Florida, even though I'm from New York and I still love New York. Look, we're known for fucking NASCAR and motorcycles, fight week and shit. That's it. But there's so much talent, there's art here, that we're not known. So what we really need, in my opinion, is a unified front. We need support from everybody and stop, fucking with the egos and stop wanting people to come to your shows, but you can't go to theirs.
Right.
We need a bigger crowd at these fucking shows. We need you to get your people to come. We need to build a damn serious front. And once we establish something here is when the eye will get turned to Daytona.
Right.
And that's how we bring the bigger acts to Daytona.
Yeah.
And when we bring the bigger acts to Daytona, that's when we become the opening acts in Daytona. And when we become the opening acts in Daytona, it's how we get the offers to become an opening act in Jacksonville, or Orlando, or Miami, or fucking Atlanta, or wherever the fuck else. Because you don't know who's going to come to your city. You know what I'm saying? I personally know the I Am My Coalition in Memphis. They opened up for KRS-One in Memphis and got invited to New York. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
But you got to do that shit.
Yeah.
And there's got to be the support, and there's got to be the love, and you got to make noise, and you got to show motherfuckers that there is a fucking market or even an ear for your shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we can do that. We have such a sick variety here.
That's the thing. There's like not one solid sound.
No.
Anywhere
just
around.
Between our crew, the usual suspects and shit, and even the younger crowd of what they're doing, there's such a sick variety, and there's so many musicians here that if we just fucking really supported each other, and that's where the open source thing comes into play that I'm doing with Junior and the crew, you know what I'm saying? And like, because it's the open source community arts initiative. It all started from doing open mic shit and jamming out at Junior's house. But then it became, that's how it started.
Were you there from the start? Like
first? Junior was doing sets at the Tiernanog, you know what I'm saying, for a minute. And he's known Def B. They've known each other for like 20 years. Junior is how I met Def B.
Robert.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm connecting Robert Jr.
Yeah.
Now I know who you're talking about. Because he's DJ'd for one of our shows.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
They've known each other for like 20 years and shit. So I went to Junior's open mic set one night, and I didn't even spit. I sat at the bar and just observed. And then I went again, and it was hip hop night, and Def B performed. And like I said, Def B caught my fucking, my attention. I was like, oh shit.
He's a motherfucker.
Yeah. And then I started spitting at Junior sets, and that's when he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You need to, you know what I'm saying, come and hang, get more involved and shit. So I started going to the house and jamming out and doing shit. Like I said, that's when I started sharpening my freestyle game. And then like it became like we should build a non-profit out of this because Daytona needs this.
You were right.
And you know what I'm saying? So like like everybody jumped on board, like I said, like Daniel and Jeff and Claire and Anna You know what I'm saying? And DJ Scarabus was on board and
Was
shit
he?
for a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know what I'm saying? He's still out there, you know what I'm saying? His presence is felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The love is there, but you know, everybody's gotta sometimes pursue their own paths and deal with certain things in life. But you know what I'm saying? Like from the ground up, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the motherfuckers that was there, you know what I'm saying? He's another one, you know what I'm saying? He's worked with Def B.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And known Junior for many years.
You didn't talk much.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? So I got kind of, you know what I'm saying? I jumped on board and like really started talking, you know, like doing like the Art in the Alley show back in March, you know what I'm saying?
I seen some
like
photos that you had of that.
painters and shit doing their thing and vendors selling their products that they've made, you know what I'm saying, and seeing the nice turnout there. It's like when you see the amount of people that come and the smiles on their faces and the genuine enjoyment,
Real
that's
shit.
when you really see like people really do need this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even like when I'm spitting at them shows, like people listen. I remember Solaris asking me like, Daddy, why when you rapping everybody comes to the front and listens? It's like, you know, because people hear that I'm saying something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't bullshit, and there's people showing genuine appreciation, so that was just like sparked the, like, we need for this to grow, we need to do more events like this. So that's where the Open Source Community Arts Initiative came from. You know, we did a fundraiser show at the Atlantic Center for the Arts in New Smyrna back in July, and it was a great turnout. Silent art auction and food. Lil Mama's Kitchen was there with food, and
hell
you know what I'm saying? It was amazing. Drum circle, b-boys, Native American hoops dancer, my boy Brian.
Legit ass motherfucker.
Like, yeah, like it was more than just a show. It was a fucking event. You know what I'm saying? Live painters and shit, like. So like we're just trying to grow and grow that. We were supposed to do a show at the News Journal Center September 7th, the Proof Concept show, but it got postponed because of, you know what I'm saying, just being aware of Hurricane Dorian was supposed to come. So
I remember.
You know what I'm saying, we that show got postponed because of that. Of course, Dorian turned out to not be a hurricane, but a fucking hurricane or some damn shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, but the Proof Concept show is still in effect, and it's gonna be big, you know. I mean,
still going down at
like it's definitely still going down. It's not canceled.
Yeah.
It's postponed. Big
Where
difference.
would people be able to find out when it will be happening?
Keep up with Open Source
like
on Instagram.
Instagram.
On Facebook, you know, Open Source Community Arts Initiative, OSCAI. You know, look up the hashtags, all that is out there, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you can ask me for more information. You can hit up Robert Chung Jr., you know what I'm saying? You know, like, Open Source is there where we're willing to answer questions, you know what I'm saying? We're there on social media. The website is down right now, but getting reconstructed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That there is an Open Source events page, you know what I'm saying? So just look up Open Source Community Arts Initiative, and we're there.
So who would, for people that watch, like if they wanted to join that, like what you guys, you offer like people that they paint, they do music, anything you're passionate about, pretty much.
If you're passionate, if you want to express yourself, if you do poetry, you sing, you dance, comedy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you paint, if you play an instrument, drum, bass, guitar, keyboard, if you have an instrument, if you don't have an instrument but you play one, if you come, the instruments are usually there.
Right.
Like whatever it is that you do, that's why it's called Open Source. It's all about blurring the line between the performer or entertainer and the crowd.
Okay. So
because there are artists out there that don't know where to go to express themselves.
I had a buddy of mine right now hit me up before you got here saying that he was wanting to get back into singing, like singing for a band, like metal, and like how to go about it. And I'm like, well, you know, like you're going to have to reach out. You're going to have to start reaching out to people.
You're going to have to. And in an open event where all types of people come, you never know who you're going to meet.
Exactly. So there's so much potential.
The more you throw out the line, the better chance of catching a fish, right? So the more you put yourself out there and go to an event that's open for all artists, all people who want to express themselves,
genre
or people who just appreciate art and expression.
Just want to go check it out.
You never know who you'll meet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, by going to this, I met Def B. By meeting Def B, I met y'all.
Right.
And here we are today.
Straight up.
And you know what I'm saying, a year and a half ago, I never would have thought.
Yeah, no.
But here we are.
And it's going good.
And there ain't nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's there, the support is there, the love is there, but people got to show it and show it consistently.
It's got to be built more.
Exactly.
We're getting a foundation.
especially when you're doing shit for free. That's you really like how much you can't spoon feed people anymore. It's free to get in.
Right. Just come.
If we had Tiernanog, the only money you gotta spend is just you drinking beer. Mm-hmm. Did you want to play pool? But for the entertainment, it's free.
In the trunk, shit.
It's free. The entertainment's free. Open source events are free.
It's weird. It's weird how people won't put in that commitment, like to go, all right, my friend does this, let me go support it. It's like,
It's crazy.
It's conditional.
We've all read that thing on social media, saying, y'all don't support talent, y'all support popularity. And it's the truth, you know what I'm saying? If any one of us were to get big, the same people that won't come to our free show will be hollering that they know us and be willing to buy a fucking ticket. Like, you could have, if we was famous, right? And we charging $35, $40, $50 a ticket for our show, right? And you're willing to spend that. Why the fuck you can't come to a free show and spend $20 at the bar, and get you 4 or 5 beers that night,
straight up, and come and chill?
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't make no sense, but that's what separates artists from entertainers and performers. The artists don't give up because it's what we do,
right?
And we gonna do it whether there's 40 people, 400 people, or 4 people in the building. We gonna be here and we gonna do it, and we gonna have the energy for it. And we gonna support the bar and do what the hell we can to make it a good motherfucking time.
That's how you gotta do it, though. I mean, when you're an artist, that's the reason.
Can't give up.
Yeah.
Can't give up.
No matter
how much I've tried. I've tried to walk away. I put it down. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna do a hobby that keeps me at home and I don't do nothing else. It don't work.
But then you hear that rapping. Like Edgar Allan Poe.
That's it.
Just like
you hear that damn beat one day, you're fucking around on YouTube or Shadowville.com or some shit, and you hear that track and you go,
I can write something to that.
And then I can just write and I'll get it off my chest.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
But no. You still gotta record it because you want to hear it.
Yep.
And then when you record it here, you want to play it for somebody.
Yep.
And then you don't listen to it enough and you go, I could perform this shit.
I love it. Everybody feels it.
And then you want to do a show. It's like, you just can't fucking stop, It's who you are. It's who you are. Thing, like, if Ozzy Osbourne can still do it, why the fuck can't we keep going? You know what I'm saying?
He's a monster, though. I heard somewhere that, like, a scientist said that he had a mutated, like, DNA strand.
He probably does. I believe there's some crazy shit out there, like mutants or fucking who knows what the fuck else. Because there's some motherfuckers that do some inhuman goddamn shit.
That's right. Fucking aliens, dude. The
y'all hear about the Blink 182 dude?
The alien thing? When he released the videos of the spaceships?
And the Navy said that it was actual footage that they had, and
I watched some of the footage. And these Air Force dudes were funny. Dude, do you see that shit?
It's crazy that Blink 182 is like Tom. I think it's Tom DeLonge. I
don't know his name, but it's Tom. I know Tom.
Yeah, it's Tom DeLonge. I'm pretty sure.
Hank?
Like,
I don't know.
Travis?
Adam? It was Adam's son? I don't know.
It was confirmed.
Yeah, them fucking. You said it's seen some spaceships or some shit like that.
It's funny because I've read some weird books and shit like that, like the science of Star Wars and the science of Superman and shit like that. And it's crazy to talk about that, but like they actually and the science of X-Men, but they actually talk to like actual professors and scientists and shit like that when they did these books about how like the mutants' powers would work and how Superman's powers would work and how everything would work in Star Wars. And when they talked about how a planet forms and shit like that, they said like life. Whoa.
It's the aliens.
Yeah, man. We're talking about some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? They said that how life here on Earth formed is like there are people that believe is really some freak random shit, and it could never happen again. It was just so random and odd that the way that the life formed here and the ecosystems and everything that made it sustainable to all the different forms of life. And then there are other people that say, with as big as the fucking universe is, if you think life is only here, you are arrogant son of a bitch.
Fucking A, man. I mean, like, how would it make sense?
I'm on the fence. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely know that the life here, there's some shit. When you look at what the fuck is on like the bottom of the ocean and what survives in weird fucking places.
I have no idea,
Shit, the variety of shit here, I think that there possibly could be some shit that survives somewhere the fuck else with different, you know what I'm saying, conditions than what we got
here. Or maybe we came from somewhere else, planted here, You know, who knows, man?
Fucking who knows?
That's my thing. But I believe there's some shit out there, man. Like, fuck. I don't know if I've seen some aliens, but I've seen some weird shit. You know what I mean?
I've seen some weird motherfuckers that could be aliens.
Right?
I work where I work. You'd be surprised with motherfuckers that come in.
The mailbox? You work at the post office?
No, I don't want to say where I work. I work in a place that I see a lot of different people on a daily basis. It's a big corporate place.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the bigger corporate places on the face of the planet. And you see some odd things on a daily basis.
Well, people are weird.
They are.
People are really
and
weird.
they're getting weirder. and I feel like social media has helped to cause that. Because everybody has a voice.
Right.
And because everybody has a voice, they feel that they should be heard. And because they voice themselves on social media, they're also starting to voice themselves publicly, personally. Now, which I'm not saying is bad, because I love the variety of people and shit like that. I do. I love to people watch. I love going to all types of different public events and conventions. I love Comic Cons and you know, music concerts. I go to car shows. I go to all types of shit. I love all different people and the enjoyment and the love and the unity. And that's what they do. Like, everybody can unite at these events. Music events and shit like that, all these big events. If we could keep that same attitude and love when we stepped outside of that event, the world would be such a different, and in my opinion, better fucking place. You know what I'm saying? There'd be so much love when you look at the variety of people that go to any different concert. I've been at concerts, metal I went to Animals as leaders, and I seen people, young white, young black, older white people, and it's just like, everybody just rocking and the mosh pit is cool, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's fucking great, but like, why the fuck are we fighting when we walk outside?
Right.
Fuck.
It was that common ground, though.
You know, but that's the thing, because when people realize we have more in fucking common than you fucking realize. We all do the same shit, we just do it differently.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers smoke blunts, some motherfuckers prefer a bomb, but niggas are still getting high.
Right.
Chill the fuck out. Like when you listen to different music, when you listen to hip hop or metal, especially when you listen to the underground shit, it's the voice of the fucking struggle. It's just motherfuckers came from different places and express it differently, but they saying the same shit.
Yeah.
And we all do the same shit. Everywhere I go, I'm from New York. I lived in Memphis for almost 9 years. I've been here for almost 8 years. You know, my uncle live in Georgia. I've been out there. Everywhere you go, I see the same people doing the same shit differently.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the shit don't really change much.
It don't.
Everybody's
struggling to get by. We're doing what the fuck we gotta do. Everybody gotta express them fucking selves. And when you put motherfuckers in a common situation, everybody can chill the fuck out. So chill the fuck out.
Similar results.
You know what I'm saying? Chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just be... You know what I'm saying? Too with it. And they need to just chill the fuck out. That's my opinion. Everybody need to smoke weed, fuck. Whatever the hell. Listen to fucking music, but realize that, like, what the stresses that you think are ruling your life really aren't. Because mathematically, they're not.
Right.
Numbers don't lie. And mathematically, you have more time to yourself. You work one job, and you average a 40-hour week job. And even when you factor in sleep and transportation and all this extra shit, you're still left with more time in a week to do what it is that you want to or need to do than you are working. You don't live at your job.
Yeah.
Mathematically.
Does that include the time to sleep?
Yes.
What is that, taking out how many hours of sleep?
Think about it. If you... Because in a week, there's 168 hours.
All right.
Because there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week is 168 hours. How many people you know sleep 8 hours a day?
I don't know.
But if you did,
hardly any.
That's 7 days a week. That's 56 hours. 168 minus 56 is 112. If you work 40 hours a week, from 112, you still got 72 hours, you know what I'm saying? And like, even if you factor in transportation, lunch, all that shit like that, in the end, you are still left with more time than sleep or work.
That's cool. That's cool that you
So what are you doing with numbers don't lie. So what are you doing with your life and why are you so stressed?
Right.
That's what you have to fucking
What
realize.
can you change?
You're still left. I showed people that work this shit one day. Average out, you're left with 67 hours in a week. So even if you slept 56 hours and you worked 40,
Right.
Right? You still got 67. So you've still had more free time. Throw in a couple of hours of transportation, lunch breaks, whatever the fuck. You still got more fucking time in a week to enjoy yourself, to be with your children, be with your loved one, play video games, make music, draw, paint, eat, go. You still, because you even paying bills nowadays, you know, it's not like you got to stand in fucking line anymore. How many bills do you pay online with your fucking phone? You're done.
Everything.
You're done. So what are you doing with your life that you're so pissed off and stressed out?
Right, and taking on everyone else.
67.
Fucking hey, man.
67 hours, bro. That's the number that I got left with when I did the fucking math. 67 hours in a week. What are you doing?
It's pretty crazy.
Make yourself happy.
It's like 3 days, almost. Well, like 2.5
Damn
days.
near.
Like
Damn near in a week. So when they say you spend most of your time at work, no, you don't. It's an illusion. That's fucking. That's what gets you in that slave mentality. That's what gets you locked into being that fucking robot. Is believing that bullshit. Don't believe that shit.
Right.
Your life is still yours.
That's a good way to look at it. I never fucking
Life ain't just working and paying bills, and they say numbers don't lie, bro.
Yeah.
So enjoy your life, man. It's there. You have the fucking time.
That's cool.
And especially when you've got youth behind you.
Right, because you got even more time.
Man, listen, I tell motherfuckers in their 20s all the time, get it cracking, homie.
Right. You get it pushing now.
If you ain't got kids, if you ain't even got a dog to walk, why are you complaining you ain't got time for shit? You want one job?
Shit, right.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You're bullshitting.
But that's what you do when you're young, though, man. That's what you do.
You do.
You gotta be young and stupid.
You do.
You know what I mean?
True.
Were you on top of your shit when you were 20?
I was and I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I kind of was, you know what I'm saying? Really, because I wasn't, my kids weren't born till I was, you know what I'm saying, mid to late 20s, but I was, you know, I was stepfather basically, you know what I'm saying? My wife had kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was on my responsibility and I was working and shit like that and doing all my shit, really was. Just like, I left New York and I moved to Memphis, Tennessee. All I had was my homie Tyrese that I grew up with in New York. He moved there in 96. I moved to Memphis at 03. I wasn't even 25 yet. And I took, my kids were born in Memphis. My mama wasn't there.
Right.
My stepfather wasn't there. They were still in New York and shit. I went there and started my family in Memphis. So I kind of was on my shit. I was working and handling my business. I say 20-year-olds nowadays are different from my 20-year-olds. A lot different. A lot different. 20-year-olds nowadays are motherfuckers that they're children that can legally buy alcohol. Most of them live with their parents still. Yeah. Most of them are whining and fucking crying and ain't doing shit to better their fucking situation or position in life. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was like 19, I was hanging with motherfuckers in their 20s that were 25, 26, 27, even 23 and 24, and they were on their shit. They were already living on their own, paying their motherfucking bills, and they were still partying and shit because I was over there getting high with them and drinking with them and probably throwing up at their house once or fucking twice. But they worked the next morning. They handled their business. They weren't living at home with their fucking mama. Right. It was a whole different fucking world back then. Cut from a different cloth or a different stone, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But motherfuckers nowadays ain't the goddamn same.
No, it ain't. No. It's a lot different.
No, they weak. Everybody offended and shit.
And the technology changing is like, it's awesome, but it's also the same fucking shit. There's that counterbalance that's like, it's fucking
social
terrible.
Media made us unsocial. Right. Motherfucker can go and try to snatch pussy off a kick or talk Tinder or whatever the fuck. Plenty of can't talk to a woman right now in front of him.
Right. At the bar.
Can't do it. I don't know what the fuck to say. I'll show a dick pic like a motherfucker. I want it. The whole world is fucked up. It's crazy as fuck. I don't understand the shit. I don't understand this shit. I got my first smartphone like 3 years ago. No. I don't know what the fuck. And my phone, I still got the same phone. 3.5. This motherfucking dick hardly fucking work. I gotta get a new phone, son. I gotta get a new phone. This bitch ain't got no memory. I can't use the camera. Hey, motherfucker, you call me and text me all day. Yeah, I ain't even got the Facebook app. I go on the fucking internet. Website. On my phone, my phone hurt. I need a new phone.
Get you a new phone, man.
I'm trying. I got kids, bro. And shit.
I know how that is, man.
My damn brakes went out on my fucking car, and you know, every time shit. I get it. I get it. And when I get a phone, it's gonna have more than 8 gigabytes memory. This motherfucker gonna have 16 and a motherfucking SIM card and it's SD. Oh, what?
64.
They got 64 on a phone?
I think so. Don't they? I don't know.
But they got
I'm not
60.
a phone dude.
I probably couldn't afford a 64. 16 would probably work
an
for
extra
them.
$200.
I'm trying tax time or some shit. I don't know. May I have to not buy a tarantula.
You already got like 30 more, man.
Yeah, it's hard though because it's like so many different kinds.
Do you all of your tarantulas? Are they different species of?
Yeah, most of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
like the
wild.
17 I have with them, got like 14 different species or some crazy shit. Yeah.
What's the coolest one? What one looks the coolest? Like meanest?
That's hard. That's hard.
I mean, they all look fucking.
Yeah, they're so different.
Spidery.
One of my favorites, like I said, aside from the one I had 22 years, is one of my. I got a bird eater. It's called a bird eater. The bitch is big as fuck.
I seen that bitch
big
on
in my
National
hand and shit, like-
whatever the fuck it is. It came out the hole and
I
like.
call her Titana since she's one of my favorites. She's huge.
Yeah.
She's massive. Yeah.
See, that's
And then I
the
like
shit.
my
Oh, fuck.
Venezuelan sun tigers. They got like this black and orange color scheme. They're dope. They're probably one of the coolest.
You said 30?
30 seconds.
God damn, alright.
Yeah, man. 30 seconds. SavSola. Hit me up on Bandcamp.com. Sean SavSola Edwards on YouTube. Sean SavSola Edwards on Facebook. Hit me up. You get cool enough, I'll give you my phone number. We fucking cook out and smoke and shit.
Right.
I love it. GutterBorn Productions, Def B, Open Source Doc. All that shit. Hit us up. Fuck with us.